And we are live. Welcome to another episode of Groove Copy Wednesdays podcast with Mike Filsaime and John Benson. So what is Groove Copy Wednesdays? Well, every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, John Benson and myself get together and we talk copywriting. So first, who am I? I'm the CEO of Groove.cm, a software platform for digital marketers, .cm because customers matter. But more importantly, is my partner that you're going to be meeting in just a minute. He is John Benson, the creator of GrooveCopyPro software. We'll be talking about that in just a minute. Now, John Benson is a legendary copywriter. He is known as the best copywriter living today for digital marketing products. And he has learned from the best, all of the legends. He studied them all. But John's track record has brought in over hundreds of millions of dollars for all of his clients that he's written copy for. And he has had some of the most successful campaigns that of all time on ClickBank for his clients in the health and wellness space. John Benson is also the creator of the VSL, known as the Video Sales Letter. And his clients pay him enormous sums of money for him to create copywriting for their program. Most of the time, they give him a piece of the company or a piece of the campaign. So what we're going to be doing every single week is different topics on headlines, bullet points, features versus benefits, scarcity, urgency, all of those different types of things. And of course, John Benson is creator of GrooveCopyPro, and we're partners in the company GrooveCopyPro. But what's even more exciting is we're going to jump right into the podcast. So here, live, is Mike Filsaime and John Benson. And we're live. All right. Hey there, John. How are you today?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
Oh, we're doing good. So today I've got here in the studio my dear friend for 15 plus years now, Alex Jeffries, and working with him on their next project. Caleb, your last name, Caleb? You guys got to be
Fowler.
Yeah, if you want to, there you go.
Yeah, Caleb Fowler.
Caleb Fowler. And we just did our podcast earlier today, and then at 4:30, coming up in a half hour, we have Steal Our Winners webinar with Rich Sheffrin. And so we got like a half hour in, and I was going over some stuff with them with the offer. And of course, I've got to get ready to do Groove Copy Wednesdays with John Benson. And I was telling them about the software when we went out for lunch. And Caleb and somebody else in the, that's in the studio also said, "Oh my goodness, if that's everything you say it is, I'm gonna be getting it." And so I said, "Hey, you know, we're going live, and John and I, we don't have a set schedule that we advertise. And sometimes we'll even say, what do you want to talk about today? Bullets, subject lines, social proof, or whatever." So hit John up and I said, hey, let's actually demo the software. We haven't done that in almost a month live, while John will interview you guys on what the offer is. So John, since we only have an hour, right, I'll try to give you the premise the best I can from what they told me. And then obviously you'll drill in deeper. Basically, here's the deal. Alex is going to be starting a coaching program for successful business owners. So it's for entrepreneurs, mainly digital marketers with passion projects. But if they have an e-commerce business, that's fine. And if they have a jewelry store, you know, on Main Street, that's okay too. Looking for a minimum $100 grand a year. But you know, if somebody's making $5 grand and they interview right, they're going to take it. They're only going to do about 30 clients. There's going to be a VSL. The VSL is going to be a call to action for an application. Those people will apply, and then when they get started, we'll try to leave the price out as much as we can so we don't like leak it out there at the launch. But when we get to it, we'll just put it out there. But it's a high ticket offer, and so it's a model I'm sure you're familiar with. It's business consulting more than personal development coaching. They're really looking for a person that's figured it out, and they're making 10 grand a month, and they want to take them to 20 grand, 25, 50 grand a month. All right, I'll turn it over to you from here.
Awesome. Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
No, we don't hear you.
Okay, I'm talking.
Now we can. It was on our end, but we can
All
hear
right,
you perfectly.
cool. Hey guys.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
Good to see you. Can we get the audio turned up a bit?
Yeah, I've got my audio up high, so.
Yeah, I think that's perfect, just like that.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Awesome. So I hear we're going to be looking at a business coaching niche, right? So we'll set that up. Mike, do you want to do this from scratch because we want to help other people see how they might build it if they want to build it on their own, or do you want us to use what we already existing business coaching niches? How would you like to handle that?
What do you think is best? If you already have this in there, I think it's good to show people that the niche already exists, and then maybe let's just go through it and clean it up and say, here's what it has. Do you agree with that? And then we could wordsmith it up from there. I think might be good.
Okay, cool. So let's do that. And I'm going to think the best way to go ahead and do this. Let me think through this here. So let me share my screen. And
all right. And I'll pop it right in the stream for us.
I will let me know when I'm ready to go here. And you should be able to see.
Yep, we'll go full screen for you there. There you go.
All right, we good?
Yep.
Okay, so we always say this, but just in case, guys, if you need us to write this niche for you, like let's say that we go into these niches and we don't have it, like you have some very specific niche, or like we'll do today with Alex, we'll tweak his niche and make it much more personified. You can click here and we'll tell you all about how to hire us for that. So that's an add-on service, but it's well worth it if you want your niche completely tweaked by a professional copywriter. So what we're going to dive in today, and we'll just start something brand new. We'll just start a brand new project. So what we'll do is just for brevity's sake, because we have VSLs that would be a long training. It would take many videos to go over how to do a VSL, because there's a lot of education in VSL, as you know. There's stories and things of that nature. So what I will do for this particular episode is focus on a small direct response sales letter that kind of will give you the gist of what we can do here, and then you could take that and turn that into a VSL, or you could just go further into CopyPro and we'll show you what the VSLs that we have. Will that work for the demo, guys?
Work for the demo. And John, let me ask this: you when they get GrooveCopyPro, they also get the VSL software as well?
Yes, until the 27th. That is true. Yes,
until the 27th.
That's fine. I'm buying today. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm thinking maybe
this is not bullshit scarcity. This is real scarcity. Yeah.
Maybe we'll have them on next week.
Yep.
And we'll spend an hour going through the VSL software with them as well. Maybe next week.
Because those they're completely two different platforms. So we could definitely do that. But for this, and this is a great idea just to give you the gist of what we'll be doing here.
Yeah. And John, show them the little drop downs right there. Like this is when it's completed. You say I need, right? And you see all that stuff. I need. A little hard for us to read there, but it's every opt-in pages, checkout pages, so that I can. And then you get a secondary drop down for the goal. So,
here, like if I just need a sales page, there's only a few things that you can need a sales page for. But if I come in here and say I need an email sequence, there's all sorts of different reasons that you can need an email sequence. So
they can get clients, attract affiliates.
Compartmentalized quite nicely here. Wow. So what I'll do here is I will pretend that we will do a quick start setup, and I will, even though we're really not going to do that because we're going to use an existing niche. I'll click here, and I'm going to say, Alex, what's the name of the project?
Leverage.
Okay. Pretty simple.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to use one of our quick start niches, and we'll see how close we get to what you got here, because we have, as you can see, business growth, mastermind coaching focus. We're building an online business. We have coming down here to coaching, high performance leadership, executive and business focus. So we've got quite a few niches that would probably work with this, but not sure if it's going to work exactly with it or not. So
we're launching a mastermind. That'll work, the mastermind one.
Okay, so let's scroll back up to the one. Did I pass that one? Where was it? Let's see. Oh, right here. Mastermind coaching focus.
Yep.
Okay, so let's just try that, because that's going to give us a big head start here. Okay, so now the reason why we don't like to do this live is because it takes about 5 minutes or so. It takes, actually, we say 5 to 15 minutes. It actually takes about 5 minutes to have all this process in the back end, because it's building out all the data that you're going to need for any campaign that you ever do. So you can imagine that's quite a bit of stuff, and we don't want to slow you down in the process of waiting for that. So what we'll do in the meantime is I'll take you into something else and show you something while I'm waiting for that. As soon as I get the email, we'll pop into your niche and we'll show you what's going on here. So let me open. I don't even have my email open, so let me open that real quick so I can see when it comes in, and that'll be good. Okay, cool. So So that's what you're going to say. So for now, we can go into view of our projects or whatever you want to do from here. So come back over here and let's say that we want to do something easier. We'll do something easier. We'll go over here and we'll say, let's do just a sales page. Okay. And we'll do it with that same exact niche. And I'm going to use a simple sales page. Now, we've got this long, 6,000 word sales letter. We don't need to fill out all of that. Now, obviously, you don't have any of your personal data involved in here yet. So we'll get to that when the niche is all built out. But we'll just use a simple direct response sales letter. Is that cool?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so we'll even use the simplest one we have, like a really middle of the road sales letter. Sales letter, Alex, leverage. Demo. I'll say this is a demo, so we'll know not to export it for real. And I'll go ahead and use that same exact quick start niche that we were talking about, which was the mastermind coaching focus, and click finish. And within seconds, you're going to have an entire sales page that's ready to go, with the exception of all the stuff that we don't know, which is your offer name. And I'm going to make this a little smaller, guys, because it's really hard for me to do it at this small. But we're going to have all the stuff that you're going to need in here. Scaling your business to new heights, and now this is focused on mastermind. So you're gonna scroll through here and you'll see all the stuff that you need to fill in. The rest of it's already been filled in for you. So now we just got to fill in all the offer names and all the details and what you want for the avatar. For example, we have an avatar that's set to business owner, okay? But you may want to have a different avatar. So how would you define your avatars?
Bonus, completely fine.
Okay, so we can say, what's another way you can say it? And this is what CopyPro does. It asks you, okay, you can use this one. We've already got it for you, but do you want to add another one? That's basically what this means.
Yeah, and you could say something like digital marketing entrepreneur.
So you can say entrepreneur, digital marketer. We could.
What about high ticket? People who sell high ticket goods and services.
You can create as many as you want. High ticket marketer.
Yep.
Okay, so that'll be perfectly fine for now. So it doesn't matter which one we use. Let's talk about your scale. So right here, we'll say business evolution goals. I like that one better. So sometimes you want to say scale, sometimes you want to say business evolution. Let's talk about this. But you can come in here and say, let's talk about your goals. Okay, so your business growth goals, your business evolution goals. That's what CopyPro wrote for you. So here we have the sales page. Now this is a direct response sales page that, as opposed to everything written by me, these were written by myself and 50 other copywriters and marketers, all of whom are experts in these particular fields. So we're taking existing templates that we already know work to a massive degree, so that you get a massive, huge head start on all your templates. But it's also asking you stuff. And
John, I just want to read that line, because it's experienced copy that we could maybe come up with 3 years ago and forget to come up with today. But
Yes.
CopyPro will never forget. I just want to read that. Not to brag. However, throughout the years, I managed to uncover many things that put my success on autopilot. And it's pre-written based on these niches from legendary copywriters that have written about this before.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. And if we ever want to go into copy dissection, it's one of the things I do really, really well. But see, like fellow coaching experts will call, notice how we're changing the wording. CopyPro is very smart. It changes the wording. It doesn't always say business growth, business growth, business growth, because that sounds repetitive. It sounds like a robot. It sounds like so our AI is much more sophisticated than that. It's changing things. In fact, so much so that it even asks you to fill in something new here. You don't have to. You can be lazy and go, I'll just keep it what it is. But it's kind of cool. But I'm going to stop here because your niche is already done, by the way. So we can pop over here and actually do the whole thing. But I want to just show you just one quick thing here. Kind of cool. Authority nickname. So what is that? We're actually asking you to do a little bit of marketing within the first 8 sentences of the sales letter. So it's not just this. These are things that computers can't do. AI can't do this, despite the fact that we have AI. All the great software in the world can't do this. But here's what can do this. CopyPro is not just AI and copy. It's training. So when you click on this, what do you mean by authority nickname? I click on I'm stuck, and I watch a video right here. So I tell you exactly in 43 seconds what this means. I give you examples right here. We give you help right here, rules, etc. So you are never stuck anywhere. And we also give you these little hints so you can literally never go anywhere, but keep it here. So for example, I'm known as the godfather of the VSL because I created VSLs. So what would you be known for or whoever's marketing this? Like if you're the face of the marketing, Alex, let's assume that you are for the sake of conversation. Do you have an authority nickname? Do you have a nickname that people call you? Like I've noticed.
Like some people are the millionaire maker. Did you give yourself a name like that?
Well, they call me Leverage. So like Mr. Leverage or Alex Leverage Jeffries.
Okay, so I'm going to say Mr. Leverage because the moment I heard it, I went, "Oh, that's great." Okay, so check this out. Now, by the way, when I click the entry, it's going to scroll up because I've got my screen blown way up so you can see it. So that's just a unfortunately, it's a Chrome issue, not a CopyPro issue. But so right here. So now, obviously, I wasn't always known as Mr. Leverage. So many of my fellow coaching experts like to call me. So you say entrepreneurial, you could say mastermind experts. So you could say whatever you want. Marketing, like if you're talking to them, you're talking to other people. So you might want to say marketing. So whatever you want to say. What would you want to say, Alex?
No, I see it.
What I was saying is that
seeing this come together. This is good.
Yeah, it's that like with some of the other softwares out there, the export that you get is what you get. Here, this software knows that we're probably 90% there, but in your particular niche, you don't want to call them coaches or you don't want to call them certain things, so you can override it from there on out.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm just showing you just to basically really, really fast how to use the software and also what the capabilities of it are. But as you can see, this is exactly how you would fill this out. And we don't know your offer name, but once you put all this in here, finally break through the multi-million-dollar plateau and establish a crystal clear mission for yourself and your company. Not a bad subheadline. So, yeah, that's what the AI wrote. So not bad. Get it today for only, of course, we don't know your prices, and we're going to fill this in your real offer. That's why I'm not doing it here. But so I'm just doing this to give you a demo. But by the time you're through, you'd be able to go in here and you've got this entire direct response sales letter. Now it's a small one, but it's not that small, as you can see, and this is ready to go. So it's like pretty cool. And all you got to do is fill in the blanks that we can't know because they're stuff like your offer, name, price, URL, those kind of things. Very simple. But once you do have that filled in, it's filled in forever, of course, and you can use it in anything else you never have to fill it in again. So right here, I'm going to click your niche that's ready to go. I'll click over here. And now we've got all the quick start ready to go with all of that existing data. So I cheated because I jumped ahead, so we might want to change some of this stuff. But here's what CopyPro wrote for the goals. I know you want to break through the multi-million-dollar plateau. That's not a bad goal. I mean, so would you want to grow your business, scale your business to new heights, break through the multi-million-dollar plateau? Do you have is there another goal that you would like to use here, Alex?
I think from 6 figures to 7 figures.
Okay, great. So this is how CopyPro works, guys. And this is really it's the secret sauce. And this is what I figured out years ago. I was the first guy to start building this AI copywriting stuff. And we figured out early on that for AI to understand language, you had to start with verbs. And I know it sounds really like I'm getting pedantic and into the woods and all that stuff, but I'm really not, because what we ask our customers to do as you're training this AI, we're asking you to think like artificial intelligence. So rather than think of just type it into a field, which is what a lot of our competitors try to do. If you type something into a field, like if I was to type if this was one field and I was to say, grow your business from 6, what do you say, 5 figures to 6?
6 to 7.
6 to 7? 6.
Yep.
I can't help you with timing here. So, okay. So this is how like fill in the blank copy stuff works. The problem is if I change the sentence structure of that, and I change it to I love blank, and it would say I love grow your business from 6 figures to 7, and that's what you get in, well, shall we say, applications that end in scripts.
Yes.
Yeah, that they don't understand tenses. They don't. So what we do is we're training our AI. So we say grow, and then we just complete the sentence. It's that simple. So now your number one goal is to grow your business from 6 figures to 7. Okay, that looks good. All I have to do is proof
and it'll be correct everywhere else that it's needed as well.
Exactly.
You can imagine.
Yeah, it's very simple. Business evolution, and we have helping your business evolution along, helping your business growth along, helping your scale. I would change this to scaling. I would just personally, I would change that, but that's personal preference. And notice that there's a blank field here. That's because we entered a new primary goal. So it's asking me to create the topic for this grow your 6 figure to 7. What's the topic of that conversation? And I would just say it's the same thing as this one, business growth. I mean, but you could say anything you want. Now I'll show you what I'm saying. Like, how about we say business expansion? Just to give you the point across. Speaking of
Yep.
business expansion, your number one goal is to grow your business from 6 figures to 7. So now that sounds really human. You see what I'm saying? So we want your input in this as we train the AI. It's asking you questions as you enter new things. Of course, you didn't have to enter anything new because it's already been entered here. So we entered something new. This is how you would enter something new. So,
John, could it be something like taking your business to the next level, or is that a little too wordy?
Yeah, it's too wordy, and we say no verbs and 1 to 2 words max.
Okay.
And the reason why is this sentence we use. If you think about how we speak colloquially, we use this all the time. Speaking of diets, I just lost 40 pounds. That sounds like something you would hear, right?
Yeah.
If you were in a context, speaking of weight loss, but if you said, speaking of losing 40 pounds, I just lost 40 pounds, it would sound really robotic and stupid, right? Well, that's why we do this. So we have people say, speaking of growth, you could literally say, let's just think about growth success. I mean, it's like, I would say, you can even say business success. You can get it really narrow. Like, so speaking of business success, your number one goal is to grow your business. It's totally fine. So, but this is how we train the machine to learn how to speak normal language. Helping your business along is one of my goals. Perfect. Okay. And this allows you also want to establish a crystal core mission for yourself and your company. That's pretty good too. So really all we need to do, guys, if we want to save some time, is to go, okay, let's just see what the AI wrote. We'll tweak it along the way. And all we have to do is fill in the stuff the AI can't know, which is boring. Your first name, your last name, pronouns, your signature. I mean, we're talking like really, really boring stuff, right? But if you want to go through this, I could show it to you just to show you how you would do it. But really the juicy stuff is the marketing stuff. So it's up to you guys. But to complete your offer, this is what everyone has to do. So but this is how hard it is. Alex, and spell your last name.
JEFFREYS.
Okay, there's a million ways to spell that, so I wanted to make sure I got the right one. So there you go. I know, Alex, it's really hard, and this is really tough, and you guys would probably never figure this out, but it's actually very easy and very boring, but you get the idea. But I want to show you just something kind of cool here, if I can, Alex. Like, okay, so I'm going to assume your pronouns are. Can I assume your pronouns without getting kicked off of Facebook, or wherever we're at? So I'm going to do that, and so no one likes it.
I was trying to read to see if I saw that.
Yeah. And by the way, you could actually type in whatever you want here. It's not just limited. But
hey, John,
go ahead.
We're gonna take an early break for GrooveCopyPro commercial. We have you on speakers over here because we couldn't get our AirPods, and we added late guests in with 3 minutes to go live. And when we put those speakers in, you're coming in through here. Some of the people are saying they're getting the feedback, but we can't hear you unless we crank it up. So we're gonna take a commercial break. We're gonna come back with our AirPods on, so that we have a clearer output for everybody. Okay. So we're just going to have Simone or Sansia just run the GrooveCopyPro commercial for us, the mid-roll it's called, and we'll be right back.
Awesome.
We hope you're enjoying this podcast. This podcast is sponsored by GrooveCopyPro. Let's find out a little more about what GrooveCopyPro is. So let's jump right in and take a look at the screen and see exactly what GrooveCopyPro is. Now, remember, John Benson is a copywriter that has spent years developing this software with artificial intelligence. He has taken all of his years of copywriting, along with all of the people that he's learned from and expert marketers in the industry, and has gotten them to contribute their information, such as myself, of course, and people like Ryan Dice, Harry Belcher, and of course, John Carlton, great copywriters like that. They've given their email campaigns for him to deconstruct and put into a software. The first thing I want to let you know is to click on this podcast button. When you do that there, you'll have the opportunity to enter your name and your email address so you can always get notified of Groove Copy Wednesdays. We will send you an email before it starts, and you'll never miss an episode. If you do miss an episode, you can always go down and see our latest episodes and watch our past episodes here. Now, back to the front of the site. One of the important things I want to let you know, first off, is GrooveCopyPro is a white label of the software CopyPro.ai, developed by John Benson. The only thing is that CopyPro.ai, you will pay more for the software. Groove members get a tremendous discount on this software, over 33% off when you buy at GrooveCopyPro.com. On top of that, you get special training from myself and my team related to GrooveCopyPro, and it's also related to the Groove platform. So save yourself some money and tie it into Groove. Now, you could learn more about GrooveCopyPro by watching this 3-minute video, but we strongly recommend you watch the webinar replay. You simply click right here and you can watch the replay, or you click this button and it'll take you over to a new page that will start the replay. As you can see here, this video, when we play it, is somewhere in the neighborhood of about 2.5 hours. Don't worry, the last hour is Q&A. Here, John tells you everything about the software, why it was created, but more importantly, what it does. It's too much for me to go over just in this commercial. We really want you to watch the replay. This is not Mad Libs for copywriting. This is artificial intelligence. And when you see it in action, you'll be absolutely blown away. This product sells absolutely crazy, but it is important to say this is not part of the Groove.cm platform. So if you have access to Groove.cm, this is a separate purchase. Remember, this company belongs to John Benson. His company is CopyPro.ai. We partnered with him on a white label to get you a discount. So you would need to buy this. Let's cut to the chase on what the price is here. You can get access to it, as you can see at the bottom of the page here, for either one payment of $997 or 2 payments of $597. This is something that you can use on multiple projects, multiple launches, and you'll never have to pay anything again ever to use the software. There's no monthly fees or anything. You pay one price of $997 or 2 payments of $597, and you own it for life. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, one of the most exciting things about GrooveCopyPro is that we have an affiliate program. All you need to do is go to GrooveCopyPro.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, and where you see right here, affiliate program, just click on that link and you can sign up for GrooveCopyPro's affiliate program, and we pay a 40% commission to you for promoting GrooveCopyPro. Click on this button, sign up for our affiliate program. We'll give you promotion tools to help you promote it, and you can make 40% commission on any sale. The way GrooveCopyPro works, I'll just scroll up to the top, is it's a SaaS platform where all you need to do is spend about an hour filling out information about who you are, what your product does, what does it solve for your customer, what problems does it solve, and what benefits does it give them. You'll go through a questionnaire, and then at the end, you can click a button, and it'll build out your funnel for you. You click a button, you say you want an email follow-up series for your affiliates, or an email follow-up series for a free report, an email follow-up series for after they buy your product. You want a video sales letter, you want a squeeze page, you want just a list of bullet points written out, you want multiple subject lines. You go through, you click a button. So what this means is you will spend about an hour one time on a Saturday going through, answering stuff that will bring out the creativity process in you. And then from there, you could click a hyperfunnel. Hyperfunnel builds your landing page, your email follow-up sequence, your JV partner emails, everything. You'll never have to write another piece of copy again once you have GrooveCopyPro. It's absolutely incredible. Please make sure to watch the webinar replay, as you see here at GrooveCopyPro.com. Watch this. You won't be sorry. And that's GrooveCopyPro. All right, let's go back live and join the podcast. And we're live. All right, John, we're back. We can hear you here now, and we have little earpieces in, so should be a much better experience for those people at home.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm testing 1, 2, 3. Everything good?
Yep, we hear you.
All right, cool. So guys, what I didn't want to do, unless you really want to go through this, is to set up everything here, because it's really boring, straightforward information. Like, what is your position? How do you sign off? I'll cover this. Like, you've got your name here, Alex Jeffries, right?
Yeah.
And we'll get through this part of it, and then we can jump over to the juicier part, which we were doing earlier, if that's cool with you.
Nice.
And then
Absolutely.
you can fill this in on your own easily. But like, what is your position at the company? Like, how would you? Are you the CEO, or are you like the business coach, mentor guy? Or
I'm the CEO.
Okay, so I am. He's a CEO. So we give you all the. I know it's like really complicated shit. But check this out. This is what's interesting. I do want to share this. We figured out early on that a lot of our clients are we started a lot of this started because I started in the health and wellness space. So like, I was a CCN, a clinical nutritionist, or a CSCS or whatever. So there's consonants behind a lot of people's names, but you don't want to sign off an email all the time. Like, how like you sometimes on emails, we want to be able to say, hey, thanks a lot, Alex. So we're marketers. So we know that using a first name is really conducive in a promo. You don't want to say, Alex Jeffries, CEO title all the time. It's because it doesn't sound like it's written to one person, right? It sounds like it's written to many people. Yes. So we have both an email sign off and your actual name because we use them both in different places. So do you have a sign off? And again, this is a marketing. CopyPro and GrooveCopyPro are marketing tools that happen to leverage AI. So it's not AI like you're getting in these other AI apps that are scraping the web or going to their own data calls for AI. That can get into some dicey stuff. We're actually training you on how to be a better marketer. So this is a simple way to do it. But do you have a sign off? Do you say like, my sign
to
off
your success or one of those things?
Yeah, exactly. So mine is be unignorable, like for example. So we've got a lot of them in here that are just generic, but do you have one in specific that you use?
I mean, I just say peace and love.
There you go.
Okay, that's kind of important, right? So so now CopyPro will know that forever, okay? And then of course we'll get you. Do you have your signature name is? It could be Alex, but it could be PhD, right? That's why we have it this way. So is it just Alex? So or do you want to sign off as Alex?
I normally sign off like AJ. By this point they would know me, hopefully. So okay. AJ, yeah, peace and love, AJ.
With periods?
All what I do is something I learned from Jason Fladlin is I put Alex and then some like leverage Jeffries. So it'd be like Alex, leverage, Jeffries.
Cat on my keys.
Yep, there you go. Leverage and Jeffries. Yep. Perfect.
All right. Now do you see why CopyPro has that field? And I'm so I'm showing you this not to say, oh, look at our freaking signature field. I'm showing this to show you we've thought of about everything. I mean, I'm sure there are things that we haven't thought of, but it gets so like we wanted to build a tool that would be so reflective of how marketers speak in the real world. And so that means that it takes a little bit of time to set it up, but you're training the AI as you go and it starts getting really, really cool. So what we'll do is we'll bypass like what your offer name is and your price and all that stuff. We can fill that in anytime. What you want them to do, which is like, do you want them to go to a sales page or watch this video or whatever it may be?
Fill out an application.
Yeah, fill out an application. So we'll just skip over this stuff here and get to the stuff that the computer wrote for us or the AI wrote for us. And that is kind of what we were already doing. So I write and market to business owners. Now, your avatar is who you want to speak to, clearly, right? So we have avatar as business owners, but we added a second one in the sales letter. In fact, we added 3 more. That was not in this niche because I just jumped ahead, right? Yep. And so we called it, we said, we used the 2 digital. We used digital marketers,
high ticket marketers,
and high ticket marketers, right? So I'm going to add them here. So this will be in here forever for you.
Yep.
High ticket market. Usually quite a bit.
And John, if I could just say, this is an incredible product. I've personally tried, I think 4 of your competitors, and they've all just been garbage. I feel like a kid in a candy store right now.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not going to try not to badmouth them too much. Because I have no ill feelings for these guys at all. But and also, I mean, let me just say this for anyone out there listening that's looking at like Jarvis, for example. I mean, Jarvis is a very handy tool to have if you want ideas for like a blog post, or you need ideas for like you type a few keywords in, you get some ideas. My hesitancy toward using it for marketing is because you're not sure where that data is coming from. It could be scraped, as we call it, scraping site data. And it could be internal data points. You just you don't know. So if it's scraped, there is a possibility it's scraped from a site that has that trademarked, or that has that whatever it's scraping is only geared toward that one person. So you could land yourself in hot water. So what we don't do any of that. We don't scrape anything live. And anything that we are scraping. It's not coming from websites, it's coming from internal data points, and that we'll ask you to approve it. That's our big difference is here between that. But on the other hand, what we don't do is say, oh, I need to write a blog post, so type in a few keywords. That's a cool little feature, and that I think these two tools work really well together. For example, we're much more direct response. So, we're coming at, and we're also using existing templates that we already know work from the best direct response marketers on the planet. So we're not having to write anything from scratch. We're actually rewriting things we already know work. So it's kind of cool. So that's the difference in case people are wondering. So so you're a business owner. So this is your avatar. So here is where we would come here and fill in the rest of this. Okay. So digital marketers, you are a digital marketer, just in case you ever need to use it.
And I like that term. Ryan and Perry really did a good job, with the name of their company, calling it digital marketer and telling us it's better than internet marketer. Like everybody markets on the internet today, but a digital marketer is really, really
so
what we
here
identify
we're
as.
just creating the singular. So in case you're telling it now, I want to, because you're a high ticket marketer. So we can see the plural and singular versions of that. And by the way, in case anyone's wondering, in the future, our AI will be able to figure out that. But what we found out is that when people do this in different languages, that's where the conversion went. It goes all crazy. So it's not that much effort to ask people to type in their own singular and plural stuff. And that way, if you're French or Spanish or whatever, you don't get some crappy. We're all into having the copy look good the first time out. So I'm already done with
John,
this.
could I ask a quick question?
Yeah, of course. Anything.
Can you fill this information out one time and then say, okay, I need a sales page, I need an email, or do you have to do it per piece of copy?
No, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So in fact, I can show you what I'm talking about now. We're not completely, it's filled out enough.
It's just not fine tuned, but it's filled out enough.
So we could.
No, he'll show you right now.
Yeah. So I can come in here right now and say, let's go back to that sales letter. Okay. And so I'm going to create a sales letter first. We do one project at a time in this version of CopyPro. We're going to have a CopyPro version coming out much, much later that will allow you to say, I want 4 different things at once. The reason we limited this version to 1 is not just because of the way the search is designed, but also it focuses you on one thing at a time. So one project is really you've got a project that can have 6 different components to it. So we're just allowing people to merge those components in the future. But for now, it's one at a time. But here's the cool thing about that. Like, let's come down here. Let's choose that same exact simple sales letter that we chose before, and I'll say sales letter real Alex. And this is for leverage. I can tell now I'm going to use your niche because you've got one now, and we'll come down here and here's what I want to do first, guys, because this is my demo account. There's like 90 different, there's thousands of different niches in here. So I'm going to come in here and look at our projects and click here because we're looking at this business growth mastermind, and I'm going to rename that so I can figure out where it is. And I'll also call this business growth. And this is for leverage.
Leverage.
Okay, so I'll save it like that. That way, when I come over here, I'll do the same thing I just did again. Sorry about that, guys. That way I can find things. I'm going to refresh the page. So we'll do that here and come over here and hit sales pages. Go down here to the direct response, the meeting length. Start that project. Page, real. Leverage. And then now I'll come over to one of my niches and I'll say business growth. You start typing, and now I'll know for sure it's the right one, because otherwise it could be any of the demo accounts. And okay, boom. So now we've got all the stuff that we know. We didn't have your authority nickname because we didn't get to that part, but let's not Mr. Leverage here. Now I won't have to type it in again. You guys know why I had to type it in earlier, because we were just showing you an example of things. But now we've got all the stuff that we've already got in the other stuff, and it's telling you all this other stuff that it needs to complete the sales letter. Like, what are some tips that you would give someone? Step 1, tip 1, step 1, tip 2. What's the importance of that step? So we're actually like breaking out how to write a sales letter at the same time, but we're not, AI is just not smart enough to say, hey, here's some great tips for this specific offer that we have. I mean, because it can't read your mind.
It has to be unique to you, right?
We're getting there. We're getting there, right? But notice it came in with the same thing. And now I can start filling in the real data, and I want to show you what I'm talking about here. What's the name of the offer, Alex?
The Leverage Mastermind.
Okay, that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
a leverage mastermind. Okay. And now we can, by the way, this is optional. So let's just say that you didn't want to have this here, but if you did, because these are simple sales letters, we know as direct response marketers, we probably wouldn't have the price at the top, but we want to give people the option because some corporate companies use this and they want the price at the top. So you can remove it or whatever. But notice that we break this into payments and price. It's very important. How much is this?
60,000.
Okay. So is it, are there installments?
There are options. Yeah. So it's, go ahead, Alex.
So it could be 12 payments of 5,000 or one payment of 50,000.
Okay. So how would you want to position it here on the page? And I'm not saying you have to have this at the top of the page, but we're just doing it for a demo here.
Yeah. So just 12 payments of 5,000.
Okay. So we have 12, there are actually 12 installments, right?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5,000, right?
Yep.
So 12 installments are only $5,000. Okay, so we do this because this is the only way pricing actually works. Like you have to type out the currency because there's a million different currency symbols, but we figured out that because you want to be able to say this in any sort of offer, right? And if there's a deadline, let's just put a deadline that's fake. We can say this offer ends tomorrow, or whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to mean this. Offers. Oh, I typed in. Sorry, my mistake there. Ends tomorrow. so obviously you can prove things very quickly. So I'm just doing this to get us through it. All right. So we'll save this here, and now, okay, I'm gonna do one more thing, and then I'll go over to an email campaign. But I want to show you what I'm talking about here. Okay. So like, let's say that you have. I wonder if there's something I can use to put an end to this obstacle course. So if you're reading through this, you're seeing I was about to hit rock bottom, throw in a towel, and I realized, okay, so what did you realize? And what if there was what is a mini description? A mini description. Well, again, we're helping people define what their marketing is, something that no artificial intelligence can do yet, but you are training the AI to think the way you want it to be trained. That's what makes this completely different. So this is like my very own superpower, master switch. How would you define what this mastermind is if you had to think of it as it's like a blank? It's like my very own, time machine. It's like my very own, how would you define it?
Let me just look at this. So the solution is like
I'll just give you some ideas. Like some things that we take for granted that we have is that we can reach out to experts on demand. So like it's my instant, millionaire Rolodex, again, just coming up with different.
Well, I've got a few things, but the Leverage X lifestyle, but that's like, it's my own thinking process, but like,
okay. It's your thinking process, but for the customer,
for them,
for
they can look
coming
at it
into
and say,
this.
"Oh my God, like this software, right? This is like having my own copywriter in the cloud, right?
Like what is this mastermind leverage like for me? If I'm your avatar, by the way, I'm legitimately your avatar, probably. So what would this be like for me? This would be like having my very own what?
Expert information on demand.
Okay, so expert information on demand. So
millionaire mentor in my pocket.
Yeah, that's a better way to say it. A
So
millionaire
KFC,
mentor in my pocket.
Millionaire mentor in your pocket.
Okay, so I'm going to type it out like that here. Okay, I'm just pop this in here. I'll scroll down here and say, I wonder if there is a millionaire mentor in my pocket I could put to use in this. So obviously that sounds a little bit weird. So, but here's how we can make it non-weird. What if we say, I wonder if there's a millionaire mentor, okay? And I put quotes around it, like, and now let's look at it. And this is exactly how we're training it. And I'm just giving you my personal take on this. I wonder if there's a millionaire mentor I can use to put an end to this obstacle course. Now it's starting to make a little bit more sense. Okay. But we didn't come up with millionaire mentor without CopyPro going, you have to fill in this field.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're forcing you to think a little bit creative. And as you're doing that, you're training the AI to think in the way that you want it to think. And now last one we'll do, and we'll jump over and we'll do an email and to show you what I'm talking about. I discovered what I was looking for. And what is a primary solution? A primary solution is a unique mechanism. It's what makes this mastermind different. And there's training on, again, if you guys get stuck on training, there's video right here, tells you all about how to do it. So it's the solution is what you call Blink. And that is the primary mechanism of in this case, of your leverage mastermind. What is that mechanism? and we're going to force you to name it right here on the spot. But we're doing this to show people that, yeah, by the way, Alex is taking
This is the leverage
the
thing.
hardest thing to do. The hardest template to create is a sales page because it throws everything at you, right? But once you get this done, it's done forever. And then you can use emails and everything in the world you want to use after that. Something behind it.
Well, you can do.
But,
It's gonna be-
so what is it?
We got
What's your solution?
Doubling your business, working half the time.
Okay, that's
a
pitch.
goal.
That's a benefit. Okay,
Yeah.
so think of it this way, I'll give you my weight loss example. So the primary solution for one of my first weight loss book was called caloric staggering. So it was a principle of staggering macros and calories on different days of the week. So what is the primary solution for this mastermind? What makes it unique?
Well, the leverage X,
The leverage X formula, something like
well,
that.
it's like the
Okay,
leverage X
method.
lifestyle.
I love leverage X. I just love it right when you said it. It's just because leverage X. Okay, something I call leverage X. Now
So
we're going
we
to
just
define that. Okay.
We just did a call. Our last podcast was on this, and basically, it's something that makes people say, "Whoa, what is that?" So it's something that I call butterfly marketing,
well, we
or
also-
P90X. What do they call that, John? We call
Muscle
that
confusion.
muscle confusion.
Right,
So
right,
that's
right.
what you're trying to do, is get something that you say that Alex calls,
Yes.
and leverage
Exactly.
X will work.
Exactly. So tell me, Alex, just rattle off what is leverage X, and I'm just going to type it out, and then we'll stop here, and then we'll go to the emails.
Yeah, so it's a way of living. It's our it's our core values. It's our business blueprint. It allows us to feel. It's our accomplishment tracker. It's our freedom generator. I'm just firing some things in here, but
Okay. Well, what's the benefit of it that allows that?
They again, the benefit is that they will earn more revenue while working less hours.
Okay.
And sometimes when you go through this, guys, you'll say, "Hey, let's just get this done," and then you get it done.
Yeah.
And then you go back and say, "Okay, we need to polish up some of
Yes.
these areas," because you don't want to get stuck on something for 20 minutes going,
Yeah.
"I just can't." And so you put in something, and then you come back on a second pass and really tighten it up.
Okay. So now we're starting to get something here. So I want you to do one more thing. Sorry, guys. I'm going to ask you for one more thing. Alex,
Absolutely.
give me, before you became Alex, when you were struggling, give me something about how you began. Like what was something you were that you were really, really struggling with early on before you ever found this, before you found the power of masterminds, when you were struggling marketer?
Yeah,
You just give me.
I think the strategy was what I was struggling with. The strategy was what I was struggling with. I had too many ideas and no plans, and I didn't have confidence in my plan, and I didn't have permission. I needed somebody to give me permission to take action on a proven, time-tested plan that worked for them and other people that they've taught before.
Yeah, no proven blueprint.
Yeah, no proven blueprint. There you go. Mike said it simple.
Okay, so what was the last thing you said? You said, I felt as if I needed
Permission. I needed permission from a expert with a proven plan, time-tested proven plan. I lacked confidence. I lacked direction. I lacked guidance. I lacked certainty.
I like direction, guidance, certainty.
Confidence.
Yeah, confidence. I lacked awareness. I lacked strategy. I lacked the skills.
Okay, now I'm going to tie this directly into their biggest problem. By the way, in CopyPro, a little hint for everyone, I can use periods everywhere except my last sentence. We'll put that last period in for you. So I'm going to just type this in for now. And all I did was listen to Alex's story. Okay.
Yep.
But now we have the entire first part of his sales letter completely done. And I just type here for primary solution, pop that in there. So now all done here. Dear business owner, let's say dear high ticket marketer, just because I really love that one. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Dear high ticket marketer, let's talk about your business growth goals. Okay. Not to brag. Now, obviously I wasn't always known as Mr. Leverage, as so many of my fellow coaching. I'm going to add marketing here. So We did this last time because you're talking to marketers, so that's kind of cool. So now that allows us to add what we need to, right? Sometimes you hit your plateau with your business evolution. I'm going to change it manually because I said business growth up here. See how you can pick these, and now it's starting to sound a little bit more human. Well, it's actually
But
starting.
most of the work was done for you. Now it's just
you just going through
looking
here.
at the context.
You might end up questioning yourself, wondering what the hell's wrong with me. You're not the only one who had that thought for the longest time ever. It was the only thing on my mind when I first began online.
Automatically built in.
I was ready to hit rock bottom. Now I had a revelation. I wonder if there's a millionaire mentor I can put in his obstacle course. Then I discovered what I was looking for. Leverage X. so this is in a VSL, this would go on longer, but so we're using a mini sales letter just to get the point across. So then, now my millionaire mentor became your discovery story, and I threw myself completely into research, trying to figure out ins and outs of masterminds. You see, this is telling a story now. So all I'm doing here is just going in here and saying, oh, I like this, I don't like this, whatever. Now I won't get into all the features that CopyPro can do. For example, like we can use artificial intelligence to rewrite any sentence. We can use to rewrite any paragraph. We can.
If you don't like one particular sentence, you say rewrite, and then that.
Yeah. So like if you didn't like this sentence, I can come in here and literally say, I just want to rewrite just this, and CopyPro will come in here and boom, and it's not only going to rewrite it.
Which one of those that you like?
It's going to go out and score the copy based on 1 billion data points. So this is your impact score. This is a damn good impact score right here. It's like, okay, this one's pretty good. And if I go 89%, anything over 60% means 60% of the people in your audience, the AI tells us, is going to resonate with this wording. Okay. So 60, but this is going to be 89% is going to resonate with this wording. So that's how good CopyPro's native copy is. Okay. Just to give you an idea.
I love the smile. I've had that same smile as Caleb.
Now check it out.
The true, like, I'm going to be using this for years. Giddy.
Like, I'm pretty sure that the principles behind Leverage X were the keys to my progress. I looked myself in the mirror and said, hey, listen, Alex, this is your one shot of escaping this rat race. Master this, you finally end the struggle. Miss the mark, and you'll end up right back where you were. My millionaire mentor, there's 2 quotes here because I put the quotes here.
It hits me emotionally.
Yes.
Yeah, I just got chills when you're talking to yourself in the mirror.
Yes.
I got that Tony Robbins Dickens effect moment just from that one line right there.
Wow, this is completely different to all of the other tools that I've tried using, like this. When Mike was explaining this at lunch, I'm like, oh, another one of those, I write copy, I'm like, another one of those. Now reading this, I'm like, oh no, it's not another one of those.
No, it's not. No.
No, good for you.
It's got a foundation of a real copyright.
Yeah. Again, it's like we could list off all the copywriters. It's funny, Mike's one of them. You can see it on our webinars before Mike and I were ever partners. But Jason Fladlin, good friend, and he submitted the webinar stuff. We have all of Agora's stuff, all of Digital Marketers stuff. I mean, we're talking about like the best marketers in the world. Freely submitted their content for other people to use based on just good relationships. And so that's how we built it. And
then he deconstructed it and said, okay, this is the noun that's going to change, but everything else is. And you've got formulas from Jason Fladlin, who's, written legendary emails for follow-ups for webinars and different things like that. So to answer the question that you had,
Caleb, I wanted to show Mike real quick here, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
Go over here to the email sequences here, and I'm just gonna. It doesn't matter which one we pick here necessarily, but I'll come in here and say I want something for. Let's just do the 21-day indoctrination, even though this has got a ton of like
21-day indoctrination.
So that's got, well, actually that's for post sales. So that's probably not going to be a good one. So I'm going to scroll down here and look through what I want.
But post sales, that is good for people paying.
We just didn't fill any of the data for the post sales yet. So I was just trying to get something so we could fill in, show all the stuff that you've already got filled in. I mean, there's a lot here, guys. We'd take us forever to go through this here, but so customer nurture, countdown sequence, gain logic fear campaign. Let's do something short. So I just want to show like, the gain logic fear, for example, and let's use the going gone. We could use that. We could use, and I'll show you a really cool one too. Let's use, what was Jason's called? Let's go ahead and use one of the rapid crush promotions for the VSLs as you're going to use that. Okay. So notice it found it because it looked for Jason Fladlin, right? So now we're using several things all at once. All right. So we're going to click the start project. Let's say, Alex demo emails and stuff. Okay. I'm going to use your niche. Coverage. all that data that we just did. Okay, it's going to sorry, I forgot. This is a long one here. So let me, I'll delete this one and start a new project. Okay. Start.
And John, we're at the 5-minute warning for you to make sure you make it to your gym on time.
Yeah. I'm going to make it. All right. So I love showing how fast, because in real time, how fast we can do this. Okay. Yeah. It's just too long because we get too many. Oh, we got the 21 day in doc. That's why. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get this to where we can actually see it. So, and by the way, all this will be produced in less than 5 minutes, but I'm just trying to do it live here. So, so let's say Alex, demo again, emails only.
While he's typing that out, I'll say this. So your question was, do you fill something out once? For some of the simple stuff, like you need bullets, an email, or a checkout, order page and stuff like that. You've got enough information. It knows the offer and the bullets, and it'll just spit it out. And then the other 50% of the stuff is unique, like what we just did. And it's going to say, okay, we've got 90% of this done. I need a couple of more questions for you. And you see the sales letter pre-written, and then you just go in and you fill that out.
Beautiful.
Okay, so give you an example here. So these are all very simple emails, but I'm trying to give you a simple example. Okay, so I'm also trying to find something that's going to have like, let's get a URL in here for you. What is the URL?
Leverage. The leverage mastermind.com.
Okay, so so in other words, we've entered this once. It will never go away. Business growth. Remember, business perspective. We can change anything here. Enjoy doing free times with your family and friends. Establish critical mission. All the data that you've just entered is already in here, as you can see, the peace and love and all that stuff. So if we do find something, it's got, like, for example, your primary goal in here. So we're gonna see it in here. We'll see it here when I look at the other one. Okay, so I want to show you something really quick here. Oh, by the way, to ask you, how do you want to, what's your call to action? Click here now, watch this right now, whatever you could say, watch this video now, whatever you want. Let's say that you want to say, watch this video now. You want that to be your call to action all the time. Great. You're just training the machine right here to make that the case. So watch this video now.
You can override it when it's not.
Yeah, you can override it. Yeah. And so here's just a simple little email from Digital Marketer. It was done that fast. So just so you can see.
Yeah, but I love it. Call me
if
crazy.
If I didn't like it, guys, and I said, okay, I want to check this out, I'm going to click this button, and I'm going to create a whole different version of it. So now I've got two versions of it. That's version 1. That's version 2. See how this changed?
You can split test with an email software.
I want to create one more version of it, and now I'm going to change. Wow, I just changed the entire. These are totally different now. See? Oh, wow. So I've got 3 different versions of the same thing here. And I could just keep doing this forever, by the way. And so I can come in here and go, okay, this is version 1. I can say version 1 or whatever. So I can title it and then version 2. You get the idea. So,
right.
So that's basically how this works. And if I like it, I go, I love everything but these 2 lines. No problem. I can change it. Now that's, by the way, is an add-on feature that is not native to CopyPro. They have to add that on a monthly fee, but that's kind of cool. The rewrite feature is a native feature. It just doesn't do it into separate slides like this does. It just writes over. The option to do that is an add-on feature. So I'm just showing you a little bit of the features we're releasing here in the next week, Mike. A little bit of the surprise features that no one can see right now. I told you I'd hint at it, but I'm hinting at it right now. So now I want to do real quick. I know I'm going super fast, guys. I apologize, but
we got about a minute left.
I want to pop into
90 seconds.
Our niches are done. So I got to open the email here. 1 second, guys. Okay, niches are done here. I say niches are done, projects are done. So I click on my email, boom, all my projects are done. Look at this 21-day indoctrination. Here are the days that you send. Everything that you need right here, all the days that you send. And this has got all the content email.
That's so easy.
Yeah, all the content email that you need in here is ready to go. And then you just fill in the blanks for the specific content pieces. For example, like we have content pieces where you have a myth, like you want to expose a myth, but it's already done for you. So all you got to do is say, oh, this is kind of cool. Okay, when we hear the term, and it's a bad guy, it puts all sorts of thoughts. So I would say when you hear the term dietary fat, it puts all sorts of thoughts in our head. This is going to make my arteries clog. This is going to make me fat. Unfortunately, dietary fat and bad rap go together. So you would do the same thing for what you're doing for masterminds. Hey, when we usually hear the term like, paid mastermind and puts all sorts of, yeah, so you get the idea. We're actually forcing you to be creative in an email campaign. And again, you can rewrite it and it creates different versions for every single person the moment they go in there. So I'm showing you like, so stuff that we can't fill out that only you can fill out. So in other words, we don't just help you with stuff that like direct response, we help you with content. So we just kind of inspire you on how to create the content, right? So yeah. Here's your leverage mastermind for yourself. Every series about coaching knows article descriptor needs. So you have to fill in a few fields here. So I'm trying to find something really, really quick that you can find that's got all the stuff that we've already done in here. But it's yeah, okay. So right here, it's like, grow your business of 6 figures, 7. See how it's pulling in the data, but it's mixing it in with our own data, right? So this is a tip. Again, these are like content emails. So that we wanted to show you what we could do with content. Kind of cool. All sorts of different things. And this is all inside that long this really long, ridiculously, we got 37 campaigns we got in here. Now I want to show you, the last thing I'll show you is this is written by Jason Fladlin, the time vampire. Okay. So consequence, we don't have that yet. Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? So folks struggle with blank as a result. So what happens with when they don't have what you're offering? You can suffer from lack of sales. It's pretty easy to fill that in.
Yeah, hitting a plateau.
Bankruptcy.
What's the dream, etc. But again, all this stuff is written for you, and all you got to do is fill in the blanks once. And once you fill in the blank once, you see how much data is
It'll know it
out,
for the next thing that might have needed that particular thing.
Yeah, so it's just coming
If you
out
have a
like
myth,
this
you have
fast.
a myth now.
Okay, let's look at something longer, and the last thing we'll look at here. Go ahead and have a look at this, guys. Just read this. I haven't touched it, okay? And you can see there's 3 or 4 fields I have to fill in. But this long ass email, a slew of mastermind emails from fellow digital marketers, some claiming guru status with big news, the latest hot thing. Okay, so this is if you're in competition with a bunch of other people, interest in masterminds is unprecedented. One reason is 3% of companies scale past fewer, even beyond. So, so it wrote all this for you. So, so there you go. So what's behind now? How did it figure this out? 3% of companies scale past 7 figures and fewer beyond. It figured it out because it's fucking smart. Excuse me if I swear, I do swear. What's behind this new renewed interest? Something I call leverage X. Now, do you see how your marketing is playing into our AI and our templates already?
Yep.
Creating something completely new, guys. And all I got to do is fill out this. Now, notice it's asking for a URL because it doesn't know it. Do you want to go to the same URL? If you do, just click that button. It's that fast. So it's asking you, in case you need to order a new one, that's how we do that. Your credentials, you put your credentials here. If you want to go to this URL, let's do this. That's all you got to do. So that's it in a nutshell, guys. You got CopyPro, and you see the power of it.
Yeah, they're going to be getting their copy of CopyPro, John. If you can do that share URL thingy so that all the stuff we went over today, you could at least have a starting point. And then, like I said, I always say take the Saturday off because, that's the creative day when everybody's away, and just go through this thing one time. And the thing is like, if it's not this, right, then it's writing out all 27 of those emails. Yeah. And like, it's like, so you just spend that time getting this thing done one time, and then anytime you need something, you've got stuff written by Jason Fladlin or Ryan Dice and or Agora's. What they said their cart abandonment campaign, John, you said it was worth for them $250 million, $250 million they made with the cart abandonment campaign that you get instantly written by Agora, and you just export it.
You come over here and you say, I need an email sequence, and you say cart. Abandon my shopping cart, and it's right here. I mean, you got several kinds. I love the Agora one, but just to show you, abandon. I know we got to go, guys, but you get me started, man.
I love the passion.
Get me started, and check this out. Now I'm going to crank this out because again, anything over 10, we send it off. But look at this. This abandoned cart emails are all you gotta do is fill in the medium. We didn't even get to your offer, by the way. So it does. We got the name of your offer.
It's telling you that it needs things.
So, but all the other stuff is just ready to go for you here. So, questions and answers. This is one of the best abandonment emails I've ever seen because it's a mini sales page. So, so the medium here is obviously mastermind or coaching program, whatever you want to call it. So we type in mastermind, probably, right?
Now, the VSL stuff that John has works on the same principles, but like he said, there's storytelling in there. It's a separate software, but you would be able to use that and it would friggin' write the entire VSL for you as well.
Yeah.
All right, John. Thank you very much. We made it through another awesome Groove Copy Wednesday. Let me get in the picture over here. And that's it. All right, everybody. Remember, we meet you every single Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We've been going now 3 months straight without missing, I think, one for Groove Copy Wednesdays. We hope you enjoyed this. We're going to say goodbye to John. Thank you very much, John. We appreciate it. We're going to roll our end bumper clip.
Right.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you
Thank
next
you,
week.
John.
Bye-bye. And that concludes the Groove Copy Wednesday podcast, sponsored by GrooveCopyPro.com. I'm Mike Filsaime, and on behalf of John Benson, we want to thank you very much for listening or watching this podcast. Please visit us at GrooveCopyPro.com. Check out the webinar, check out the replay. Make sure, most importantly, to click where it says podcast up at the top right of the page, and you'll have an opportunity to enter your name and email address so you can get notified so you'll never miss an episode. We will always show up live in your Facebook feed or in YouTube every Wednesday at 3 p.m. We'll see you on the next Groove Copy Pro Wednesdays. I'll put them on speakers because I'm sure you need to talk to them too.
That was beautiful.